Hi, my name is Arthi.
Hi, my name is Abby and we work for the Mississauga Library. The Mississauga Library has partnered up with the Brampton and Caledon Libraries for the Maker Fest, and as part of this year's events, we're going to show you how to make your very own paper automata.
What's that, you ask? Well, it's actually something that looks like this. It's just another name that we use for moving paper models or even paper machines. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of machines?
Probably computers, forklifts, cars, robots?
Right. We don't necessarily think about paper when we think about machines. But at the most basic level, machines are inventions or tools that are made to make our lives easier. So how can this flimsy, floppy paper do any kind of work?
Alas, poor paper, underestimated again. But in fact, paper is pretty cool. Did you know in Japan that moving mechanical paper toys called karakuri were made since the 1600s? They took advantage of paper's versatile nature to make these paper toys. Paper can be easily cut, clip, 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 and it is also incredibly strong. It's so hard to to rip this. And because of this, we can make moving parts and mechanisms using paper.
Today's paper automata will feature a shaft and two gears. The shaft is a rod that connects all the moving parts in your machine to the engine. In most paper automata, the engine is your hand that moves the shaft in order to move the gears. The gear is a disc that turns around in the shaft. The disc can take on different shapes and sizes, such as a circle, a square, an egg shape even, and it pulls and pushes the moving parts in the machine, sort of like in a robot or even a clock.
So why don't we start making so you can see what we mean? First, download the template found in the video description below.
You'll also need the template printed on paper, sharp scissors, a cutting mat or thick cardboard, a ruler, paper clips or binder clips, tape, pen, and glue.
First, cut out the frame that will hold up the models and gears along the solid black line. There are two parts, an upper and lower part. Cut out the solid black squares where the rods will be going through. You can use a single puncher, as we did, or an X-Acto knife with adult supervision to cut out the black squares. Fold along the lighter colored lines and add some glue on the side tabs. Hold the glued parts together and wipe away any excess glue. Repeat this for the other frame.
Next, build the square guides that will go atop the upper frame. The two guides are tubes that will hold the rods in place as they move.
Cut along the solid black lines of the guides and the square frames, including the inside black square. Before you start folding the guide tube into shape, cut apart the support tabs that will be glued to the flat square bases. Fold along the lighter colored lines and fold the support tabs outward.
To help make it easier to fold the paper in the right place, score the lighter colored lines. To do so, press down along the lines that you'll be folding using a tool with a rounded tip like a pen or plastic knitting needle. Using a ruler for straight lines, go slowly and carefully so that you do not tear the paper as you score.
To attach the guide to its flat base, spread glue on the top of the base. Poke the tube into the hole in the base facing the glued side. Then slide the tube down until it reaches the tabs and press the whole thing over the square opening on the frame.
The rods make the animated parts of the machine move. They have flat feet that get pushed up by the egg and snail gears as they rotate.
To build the rod, cut along the black lines and then cut the support tabs apart. Fold the rod into shape, starting with the diagonal flap. Fold it up as smoothly and tightly as possible so it can move inside the guide without getting stuck.
Similar to the guide, spread the glue on the upper part of the square foot with the markings, and poke the top of the rod into the opening in the upper part of the foot until the tabs are touching the glued surface. Spread some glue on the tabs and upper part of the foot and press the lower part of the foot over them, sandwiching the tabs in between. Repeat this for the other rod.
When the rods are complete, insert them into the guides on the frame and make sure that they are able to move smoothly.
Next, cut out and assemble the shaft that will hold the gears which make the rods move. Fold up and glue the shaft the same way you did the rods. We will attach the tabs at the end to the handle when the entire machine is complete.
Now, let's add the 2 gears we'll be using to move the rods. Cut out the gears and the washers in the template. The first is the egg-shaped gear. Cut open the crossed lines in the center and fold back the triangle-shaped tabs. This will create an opening that will attach the gear to the shaft. Spread glue on one side of the gear and glue the 2 pieces together with the tabs facing out and the hole aligned. Repeat this for the snail-shaped gear as well.
Fit the gears on the shaft. Before you glue them, make sure the egg and snail gears are pointing in different directions. Insert the ends of the shaft into the holes on either side of the upper frame. The rods should be facing out with the feet underneath the frame. Adjust the gears so that they are directly under the square foot of the rod above them and glue the tabs in place.
Now that the gears are in the correct position, take the shaft out of the frame and slide the upper frame over the lower frame, with the upper frame on the outside. When everything is lined up, spread the glue on the inside of the bottom frame walls. Make sure the gears are in the right positions. Assemble the washers just like you did the gears and slide them on the ends of the shaft until they are close to but not touching the walls of the frame. Glue them to the shaft as you did the gears.
The handle goes on the shaft in the same way that the foot went on the rods. Is everything working?
And that's about it. Before signing off, please remember to check out our website for details on what's happening next and to access our 24/7 digital services where you can download ebooks, audiobooks, movies, magazines, music, and more. And if you're interested in finding more about our Maker Fest or our makerspaces, please check out the description box below. Thanks,
and see you next time.